Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, everyone. It does look like biblical end times are upon us. I know, I'm not messing. I'm not kidding. This is not some sort of clickbait. I'm going to talk about now how digital identification in the United Kingdom is directly related to the biblical end times. Now, look, guys, I genuinely don't know right now whether we are like, I don't know whether somebody's pulling our chain and just trying to make people think that we're in biblical end times, or whether biblical end times are really upon us. But I'm going to start with that. Then we're going to talk about digital ID. And you know, this morning how we were talking about digital identification and the implementation of it. Guys, I promise you, it's a lot worse than I could have possibly imagined. So we are on, ladies and gentlemen, we're triple streaming. We're on YouTube, we're on X, and we're on TikTok. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, bell notifications. If you want to be kept up to date, do you know what? Not even up to date. If you want to know what's going to happen in the next 3, 6, 9, 12 months, hit those follow, like, subscribe buttons, because that really helps us out. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we're trying something different on the chat. Just before I get onto the biblical context of this digital ID, and look, guys, let's be clear. Thank you, Kaz. Does everybody like my new jumper? Does everybody like my new jumper? Huh? Can you see that? Can you see that? Yeah. Hashtag elbow pads. Before we get on to this biblical context, I'm trying something different with the chat this evening, because the chat is getting wild. It is. And I'm trying to give monologues. I'm trying to get through what I need to get through. I'm also being a bouncer. And I don't want to rely on moderators to like block people all the time, because I genuinely want people with diverse opinions to come and challenge me. You know, I really do want that. So it's a bit of a battle at the moment. So what I've done and what we agreed on this morning was we're going to do on TikTok. We're just going to do subscribers only chat for the TikTok now, and the YouTube is going to be an open chat. So that's the way we've got it at the moment, guys. Okay. I don't know how this is going to work. We'll see how it works, and we may adapt, improvise, adapt, and overcome. Right. Biblical context, guys. Now, I'm not making this up at all. What I'm going to give you now is I'm going to go from the book of Revelation. And look, guys, I'm not one of the God squad. You know, I'm not one of the God squad. I'm not one of the Bible people, but you can't help but see these. You can't help but see what's in front of you, ladies and gentlemen. So in Revelation 13, which I'll read to you in a minute, the mark of the beast is a symbol of alliance to the Antichrist. And remember, if you've been watching this channel, I did a video and I said, listen, guys, I think the Antichrist is artificial intelligence. I think AI is artificial intelligence. Obviously, we've got Donald Trump. He is, what is he? Is he 47? Or is he 45? Donald Trump was 45, President 45. 4 and 5 is 9. In numerology, 4 and 5 equals 9, which is equal to 666 in numerology, if you're into that sort of stuff. Also, Neuralink, Elon Musk's company, that is equal to 666. But I'll come on to that in a second. So, sorry, guys. Sorry. In Revelation 13, the mark of the beast, or the sign of the beast, is a symbol of allegiance to the Antichrist and that system of power. Just let me go with this, guys, because it gets wilder. It gets crazier. I promise you, guys, it gets wilder. So the mark of the beast would be required for all people, and I will read it in a minute. I've got it up on a screen, but it's like for all people, rich and poor, to buy. It's like you can only buy or sell if you accept the mark of the beast. Now, this mark of the beast is placed on the right hand or the forehead, and it signifies worship of the beast. Again, we don't know who the beast is. or what the beast is. I think it's AI. And it's associated with the number 666, which would be, I think Neuralink, artificial intelligence, all that sort of stuff is the beast. I think that is the devil. Which, some people say represents imperfection, and the imperfect human, while the exact nature, I guess, is unknown, and it really is open to interpretation. So let me read you now what the Bible actually says. So, ladies and gentlemen, look, just bear with me. I promise you, right? I'm not one of those God Squad people. I'm just going to read you this now. All right. This is from Revelation. I believe it's Revelation 16. I think this is Revelation. I'm pretty sure this is Revelation 16. Anyway, whatever it is, you'll be able to find it yourself. So they're talking about like these beasts coming out of the ocean, and one's got like the foot of a bear and the head of a cheetah or something, and it's got two. It doesn't make any sense. I promise you guys, it doesn't make any sense. I'm reading this, I'm thinking, what? Say what? You see my elbow pads? So this is the bit here, guys. Okay. It also causes. Oh, hang on. Is that right? Hang on. Right. It's very difficult to follow. So also, I'm just going to read this. Also, it causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, both free and slave, to be marked on the right hand or the forehead, so that no one can buy or sell unless he, not very woke, has the mark that is the name of the beast or the number of its name. This calls for wisdom. Let the one who has understanding calculate the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. That's the biblical text, guys. That is the biblical text. Now, when I read that, I'm getting Donald Trump. I'm getting Donald Trump. And if you're into that stuff, you can't deny that 6 + 6 + 6 = 18. 1 and 8 = 9. You can't deny that. Nobody can deny that. You can't. You can't deny maths. Maths is maths. All that's numerology. Donald Trump is the 45th president. 4 and 5, for those of us who went to school anyway, is 9. So 666 and 45 equal the same. That's, look, guys, and it's totally up to you. I totally get it. I totally get it. People are not going to, but just let's read that again, all right? Or it causes both small and great, rich and poor, free and slave, to be marked on the right hand or the forehead. Now, could we say the forehead is some sort of facial recognition? Like, is that too much of a jump? Remember, guys, this was written thousands of years ago. All right, this is like thousands of years old. So this is why I'm saying biblical end times. This is the sort of shit right now, guys. Okay, this is literally biblical end. Literally biblical end times. Digital identification. Listen, guys, am I clutching at straws here? I don't know. I genuinely don't know here, guys. I'm not a Bible person. But when I hear that, on their forehead, do you think that could be interpreted as facial recognition? I do, guys. I do. I do, and I don't think that's too much of a jump. Now, we all know that the Nordic countries, I think is it Sweden? Is it Sweden? Let me just Google this real quick. I think it's Sweden. Yeah. So here we are. Guys. All right. So, okay. Look, whether you believe this or not, I'm kind of like, I don't want to, what I'm saying right now, ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to believe what I'm saying. I promise you, I don't want to believe what I'm saying, because if I believe what I'm saying myself, that means that we are talking, what we say. If I believe what I'm saying myself, what that means is biblical end times are real. God, the devil, heaven, hell, demons, angel, all that is real. If you believe what I'm saying, and I don't even know if I believe in what I'm saying at the moment, but in Sweden, a significant number of people have had microchips implanted in their right hand to streamline daily routines, acting as digital keys, digital ID, and payment methods. These chips utilize near-field communication technology similar to contactless. Guys, does that not like... Do you not see this? Is it just me? Am I seeing something that's not there? I don't, honestly, guys. Anyway. So there we are, guys. You know, biblical end times, Revelation, the book of Revelation. Are we living in biblical end times? I could argue that we have proof right now in front of us with the imminent implementation of digital ID if you live in the United Kingdom. I'll read it again. It also causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and slave, to be marked on the right hand. So that would be the chip. You know, I wish I could share a picture with you. Just go and Google Sweden microchip implants, and you'll see it. So you get either marked on the right hand or on the forehead. Now, the right hand's already been done. Is facial recognition the forehead? You know where it says it causes everyone to be marked on the right hand or the forehead. Does a mark on the forehead mean like facial recognition? I don't know. I don't want to believe what I'm saying. So that no one can buy or sell, which would be synonymous with work, I think. Because if you can't work, you certainly can't buy or sell. Unless he has the mark. That is the name of the beast or the number of its name. So they're saying it, so it could be a he or a she. This calls for wisdom. Let the one who has understanding calculate the number of the beast. For it is a number of a man, and his number is 666. I'm sure that's an Iron Maiden song. Not one of their best, but it is an Iron Maiden song. I don't know, guys. Honestly, it's very difficult for me to believe like what I'm reading right now. And I get that I'm in I understand cognitive dissonance. So for those of you guys who don't know, cognitive dissonance is when your eyes see something, but your brain doesn't believe it. That's so. In the military, you get a lot of training on this. So, for example, if you're in the military and you're on counter-terror, so when you're in the military and when you're in the military, if you get called in to do a counter-terrorism role, it's bad. You are the last option. and you are trained not to fail. That's the reality, guys. You know, the British military is trained not to fail. They're not trained to get it right. They're trained so failure is an impossibility. And that's not impossible. It's not impossible. It just takes an ungodly amount of time, effort, money, and resources. So one of the things in the military they teach you, you do classes about this. You do about cognitive dissonance. You can go Google it. So if you go into a room and the room is filled with bad guys and bad stuff might be happening there, you don't have long to process that information, and you might need to start working. So in that context, you need to understand how your brain works. You need to understand and start making the right decisions. So if you go into a room and you see, I don't know, guys, I'm going to be very careful with my words here because I'm on TikTok. For example, if you go into a room and you see a load of children laid down and they're all wearing red scarves around their neck, that might not be what's actually happened in that room. But your brain will, Jesus Christ, I can't believe I'm even saying this. Sorry. So if you go into a room and there's a load of children laid on the floor and they're all wearing red scarves, that may not be what you're actually, what you're seeing may not actually be what your brain's telling you, might not be what your eyes are seeing. If you guys can bear with me on that and read between the lines. So that's the kind of stuff you get taught. So you might have to start making decisions, and you need to understand how the brain works. So when we talk about cognitive dissonance, I understand that when I'm reading this stuff, I don't want to believe it. I don't want to believe that right now we're living in biblical end times, because if I believe if I believe we're living in biblical end times, and if I believe this is truth, this is the proof, that means that there is a heaven, that there is a hell, that there is an almighty above us judging us. And if you believe that, then that changes everything. That literally changes everything. Absolutely everything. So let me go on to, right, guys, where do I go first? Do I go to the comments? Right. I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to the comments on, I'm going to go to the comment. Right. Is everybody behaving on the comments? Is everybody, I think everybody, do you know what, guys? I think we've done a winner. I think we've done a winner with the, I think we've done a winner with the comments. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're just joining, what we're doing this evening, we're trying something new with the comments. Now, I don't want to be a dick and like stop people from challenging me. I really don't. In fact, if anything, I welcome people challenging me, and I welcome it. The chat's been getting so wild on the evenings. I'm just like a bouncer. I'm looking right, yeah, right, block, postpone, do that. And it's very difficult. So what we're trying this evening, we've got I think from now on, and I think it's going well so far. So what we're doing so far is we are putting the TikTok chat, that is subscribers only on the TikTok chat. And then we've got the YouTube chat that's open, and it's a free-for-all. And it does look like people are, it does look like people are behaving themselves over there. So I think this is working, guys. I really do. I think this is working. But let me get some comments real quick. Let me get some comments. I'll do one for one. You know what? I won't do one for one. I'll do like 2 for 2, maybe. In fact, you know what? Listen, guys, there are a lot of chats, so I'm just going to jump to the bottom on. But what I will do on the evening is I will try and get as many chats as I can. So in the mornings, I'll always prioritize the YouTube chat, the TikTok chat. In the evenings, I'm just going to try and get as many chats as I can. So let me go from the bottom of TikTok. Martin Quinn is saying if there is any left, there's a right. If there's a up, there's a down. And I think that's in context of the biblical context about there's a heaven and there's a hell. And then Googly is saying hell is not biblical; it's a concept of lies. No, there's not. Look, guys, I don't know what. Look, guys, I'm getting this information right for the first time. Not for the. I'm not getting it for the first time at all. I'm putting this information together, relatively new, and I'm looking at this with not with biblical context eyes, with a. I'm not trying to debunk this stuff. I'm just trying to be objective. And it's very difficult for me to be objective when, you know, when somebody, you know, like if you've been following my channel and, you know, if you've been following somebody's channel and they're right all the time, they're right. And then they start saying wild things and those wild things turn out to be right. You know, the next time they say something wild, like, can you say that that is like just wild conspiracy? No, of course not. You have to, you know, you have to start going down that rabbit hole. But, you know, when we've got literal biblical context now saying you're going to have a mark in your right hand or facial recognition before you can buy or sell anything. Hang on, guys, I've got a whistle up. It kind of, and if you believe that that's real, then you've got to believe everything. You can't just cherry pick what you want to believe. Right, I'm going to jump over to YouTube. Dave O'Rourke, what a fantastic name. Dave O'Rourke, are you like, I expect you to be like a really masculine man, Dave O'Rourke. Do you have like a little Dave O'Rourke, just with your name, Dave O'Rourke? Do you have like a toothpick? I feel you're a toothpick guy. I don't know, maybe you're not. Dave O'Rourke is saying, Assembly Hall as Benjamin Netanyahu starts to address, follow the latest below. Oh, I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. From now, he's saying Charlie Kirk theories erupt over Nicolas Cage film 12. No, I was going to say 12 Monkeys for some reason. Snake Eyes, 27 years old. Yeah. So look, guys, I don't know. There's so many, like, I'm not seeing it. Or honestly, like the question mark, the real question marks for me on the Charlie Kirk shooting. Where did that weapon go? Because I sure as hell didn't see him jumping off that building with a weapon. And the weapon he's got, you can't collapse that weapon and put it in a backpack. So where did that weapon go? Again, you know, he could have thrown it off the roof. That's a reality. That's a reality. He could have thrown it off the roof and the sights could have come undone. But, like, there's no information out on it, is there? You would think that there would be a lot of information out for the public. It just seems like a media blackout on this. I initially didn't think there was any like conspiracy in this. And I've still not seen any evidence to say that there is. But I haven't seen any evidence that, I haven't seen the evidence that I want to see. I haven't seen images of, I haven't seen an explanation of how he got that rifle off the roof. I haven't seen an explanation of how he got the rifle onto the roof. And look, guys, just if you've been following me, one of the things I said, there's an image of him, there's footage of him walking through a housing estate and he's limping. And on that video, I said, I think what is happening here is he's got his, broken down that rifle, but if you take the sight off your barrel, you lose the zero. You do. You lose the zero 100%. You can put that back on, but it's never going to be 100%. It's never going to be as it was. it will be pretty close, like really, really close. Sometimes maybe even so close that it doesn't matter. And especially at 130 yards, I would say it doesn't matter. But if you're going to take a massive shot, like, I don't mean a massive shot. I mean, like, if you're going to take an important shot like that, and look, that's probably the wrong word to use. If you're going to take a notorious shot like that, you're going to want everything to go right. So you're not going to want to take that scope off the barrel. So that's what I thought. That's what I thought while I was walking. At that point when I did that video, I didn't know what kind of rifle he was using. I had no idea. Absolutely no idea. I was giving you guys real-time speculation. Then it turns out the rifle that he was using, you can't really break that down and put that into a backpack. You can't. It's like the barrel's like this long, and unless you can unless they've found some, you can't, guys. All right, the barrel's like this long. You can't break that down and hide it in a bag. It just doesn't work. You know. I don't know. I'm trying to think of an example. I can't. I've got nothing to show you as an example. Oh, hang on, I have. Right. Imagine that's like imagine that's the barrel, right? And this cup's his backpack. Go with me, right? It'd be like doing that. And like it doesn't work. It just doesn't work. So they're the main questions I've got. Everything else, just I don't know. I mean, I think you could find a film, a movie. I think you could find a movie relative to anything, really. I mean, there's a lot of movies, guys. There's a lot of movies. And then you can start putting numbers towards it. And I think we did it the other day, didn't we? We did it the other day, you know, with like, somebody said that because he was shot at a certain time, I can't remember what it was. It was like, is it 12? I can't, 12:23 or something. Because he was shot at 12:23, the book of John. And I was like, well, how, tell me how that relates to the book of John. And then I just Googled, and I honestly, I didn't make this up. You listen, you guys give me the comments. I just react from your comments. Somebody put in the comments, oh yeah, it's the book of John. I said, oh, right, let's think about this, guys. Right, I just put Deuteronomy 12:23. And it came up that Jews shouldn't drink blood. Right? And that's what came up. So then I was like, oh, well, maybe this could be it. Deuteronomy 12, you know, and like, I don't know, guys. Sometimes I think people clutch at straws with these things. J82 is saying the CCTV of him before, saying it's a different guy, but not seeing any evidence if it's true. Just for, yeah, there's a lot of information out here, guys. Look, okay, I might do you know what? I will revisit Charlie Kirk tomorrow morning. I will, guys. I will. I don't want to keep going on Charlie Kirk. We was on the live stream when this happened. It was wild. It was crazy. What I think the real conspiracy is how quickly people have forgotten about this. Like, a guy has been assassinated in America because he believed in something different. Ultimately, that statement is correct. Whichever one of those lines of conspiracy you guys want to go down, that statement is correct. I think that is the real, like, wildness, you know, here. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you've not done so already, we're triple streaming. I am going to do this shamelessly. I'm going to do this. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, bell notification. I've just remembered I was going to give away some books today. I don't know how I'm going to do this. So I found in the house 2 copies of George Orwell's Animal Farm, and I want to give them away. I don't know how I can give them away. I've got to make it fair. So how do I do that, guys? I'm open for suggestions on how I make that fair, and I'm happy to do that now if we can do that. If we can come to some sort of general consensus Well, do you know what? Let me go and get them. Are you guys going to wait right there while I run into the house and get them? I've got 2 copies, and I'll tell you about the copies in a minute. Can you guys gonna? I got you. You got me. We got each other. A lot of love in the house. You're loving my jumper. Stag. Elbow pads. What most to love? Right, give me 2 seconds, guys. I'm going to run in the house. I'm going to get these 2 copies of the books. I'm going to bring them back, and I'm going to explain. We're going to come to some suggestions on how we give them away. I want to give them away. I'm thinking about like giving them away to the top gifters. I don't know how to do it, guys. I genuinely don't know how to do it. Equally, I just want to give them to you. But I've only got 2 copies. We'll talk about it after. Give me 2 minutes, 2 seconds. Less than a minute. Ah. Right, sorry about that, guys. Those in a different bookshelf because I moved them because I wanted to keep them safe. So I've got here. Two copies of George Orwell's Animal Farm. Now, if you was on the live stream earlier and you want to understand what's happening in the world, I can't recommend Animal Farm enough. It's not a massive book. I've got another copy in the house, but I need to keep that. These particular copies, when I used to have another job, we used to use these copies as a cipher. If we needed a cipher, we would use these books. So a cipher would be a way to send encrypted messages, like it's proper old school stuff. And as a cipher, if I give you this book and there's no communications, and I say to you, for example, okay, 41.5. All right. If I say to you 41.5, unless you've got this book and you know that we're using this book, 41.5 means nothing. 405, it means nothing. Page 41, the fifth word, moonshine. Again, I'm just using this as an example. Now, if you want, you can have a little code in there as well. You can have like the day of the month. So say it's, I don't know, what are we on today? I don't even, is it 26th? So I would say 26, 41.5. Means nothing, doesn't it? It means nothing. Or what you can do is you can say 26, and then you can have like times 41 would equal something else plus 5, and you have a mathematical equation. But it's just a simple, well, it's not simple. You can make them as complicated as you want. Anyway, these books, I've got 2 of them. I want to give them away, guys. I really do. I want you guys to read them. I've got another book in the house. I've actually got 2 more actually. But I can't give you them. So I don't. These were for other people on the project's folded now. It's obsolete. So I don't know how I'm going to give these away, guys. How do I give these to you? Like fairly? How do I make it fair? How do I make it fair to give these things away? Like literally, I don't know how I give these away fair. Maybe it won't happen today. Maybe it'll happen tomorrow or whatever. But I'm open for suggestions, guys. And again, you know, I don't really want people to like gift and say, oh, the top gifters, because I feel like a bit of a dick doing that. I don't know, guys. I'm open to suggestions. I'm open to suggestions. Anyway, let me jump down and get some comments. I'm going to get wow, God, loads of TikTok comments. Liz Sue is saying, Sean, can we vote who gets them? I don't know how that would work. How would that work? Like, literally, how would that work? Google it is saying, I have a very good idea. And I'm imagining Google it right now saying, I've got a very good idea and it's so cunning you could put a tail on it and call it a fox, good sir. I don't know, guys. How do do I quantify that? To me, I want to give them to people, but how do we make that like a thing? Google is saying, show the girls some names and then let them pick them. I don't know. How would we do that? I don't know how we would do that. But listen, guys, I will give them away 100%. 100%, I'll give them away. And if you've not read that book, go and download a PDF from. You can download these for free. You can download these for free. Like if you want to read a book and understand socialism and how, if you want to understand socialism and communism, guys, read this book. All right, this book, and then after that, read George Orwell's 1984. Helen MG is saying, I've never read it. Well, Helen, maybe it's time you should. Maybe it's time you should right now. Templar Matt is saying, oh, okay, I don't know. Right, okay, talking among themselves. Trevor Pritchard is saying, it will be like Canada when the trucks stopped. They cancelled their bank accounts and took their money. Yeah, so Joe, we forget about that, don't we? How wild Trudeau was. So back in, I want to say like 22, maybe 23, there was a big Canadian truckers protest. And what the government did, the Canadian government, they, as I understand it, they cancelled their bank accounts and just took their money. Like, can you imagine now if we are digitalized? We've got this digital ID. Like, guys, I need to get back on track. I do. I need to get back on track. Right. Okay. So we are talking, ladies and gentlemen, this evening about biblical. This is a warning. All right. This is a genuine warning. Biblical end times. I believe that it could be argued that there is proof right now of biblical end times, and we're living through biblical end times right now, ladies and gentlemen. Right. So Revelation 16. I'm just going to read it, and then I'm going to come on to this digital ID. I'm conscious of the time. It causes both small and great, rich and poor, free and slave, to be marked on the right hand or the forehead, facial recognition, so that no one can buy or sell unless he has the mark of the beast. That is the name of the beast or the number of its name. The number of its name, that's phenomenal. It's so cryptic. This calls for, I would love to understand the original text, like the original Hebrew. This calls for wisdom. Let the one who has understanding, the one, am I the one? Am I the one, guys? Am I the one who has understanding with my fantastic hair and my stag jumper with elbow pads? I don't know, guys. Am I the one? I feel like I'm the one. I feel like I should be the one. Let the one who has understanding calculate the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man. Very clear, guys. It's a man, not they, them, not they, them. It is the number of a man, and his number is 666. And I bring this 666 into numerology, and in numerology, 666 is equal to 9. Donald Trump was the 45th president. 4 and 5 is also equal to 9. I don't know, guys. I'm just putting 4 and 5 together, and I'm getting 9. I don't know about you, but 4 and 5, where I'm from, equals 9. Right. Let me talk about digital identification now, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just gonna give you guys some. I'm just going to give you guys some headlines. I've got a couple of videos to watch, and I've got a little song. We've got a song, ladies and gentlemen. We've got a song, right? Keir Starmer. We're going to play Keir Starmer here. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, Keir Starmer is not a banker. He's not a banker. He's not a banker. So all you right-wing hooligans who are shouting Keir Starmer is a banker, you're wrong. Keir Starmer's a barrister, or is he a lawyer? I don't know. So we're going to listen to Keir Starmer next.
And that is why today I am announcing this government will make a new free of charge digital ID.
So free of charge digital ID. So they're not going to charge. Okay, at least it's going to be free. At least we don't have to pay £6 to download it yet.
Mandatory for the right to work by the end of this parliament.
Oh, it's free. It's free. I'll have it. What about them injections? How much are they? They're free. Oh, I'll have one. What? Yeah, I'll have one. I don't get a free burger. Yeah, I'll have one.
You will not be able to work in the United Kingdom if you do not have digital ID. It's as simple as that. And that is what.
Did anyone see that? Did anyone see that when he says I'm going to spell it out and he does that? I don't know if I'm seeing things that are not there. Right, sorry guys. Let's just play through. Let me play this without pausing it. I do get animated. I'm sorry. I'm going to play this now without pausing it. It's only 24 seconds. I can get a lot accomplished in 24 seconds.
And that is why today I am announcing this government will make a new free of charge digital ID mandatory for the right to work by the end of this parliament. Let me spell that out. You will not be able to work in the United Kingdom if you do not have digital ID. It's as simple as that.
So, like, just let's contextualize this, ladies and gentlemen, right? You know when Mohammed and Mahmoud and Omar and Saif are getting on them boats? Do you think they're coming over here to get jobs as like secretaries and barristers? Or do you think they're coming over for free stuff? I don't know. Genuinely don't know. I could speculate, but I'll probably get the live stream banned. So like when those people are coming over for the free stuff, right? So you're coming over to the UK? Yes. Are you going to work? No. I've got no intention of working. I want a free hotel. I want 3 meals a day. I want Deliveroo cash in hand job. I want, free stuff, basically. I want to get my teeth sorted. And then I want to go back on a holiday back to Afghanistan. Is that the scenario? I think it is. So how, like, do you understand the levels of manipulation here? No one can work. The right to work, I'm pretty sure that the right to work is, I'm sure that's in the Rights of Man Act. I'm sure that's in the Rights of Man Act, that everybody has the right to work. I'm gonna read a comment here from Adam Brooks, aka Essex PR. Now, I don't usually read other people's comments out. I'll play videos and stuff, but I don't. You'll hear where I'm going. So he commented this earlier on today. Imagine if you will, good sir. Imagine we had a digital ID and they started calling people up to go to fight in Ukraine. If you didn't, your wife and kids won't receive benefits, pensions, access to bank accounts. This is the reality of a centralized digital ID. This isn't a card in your pocket. This is control. That's what he's saying, ladies and gentlemen, not me. I don't want to get Lucy Conlid. I'm pro-government. I'm pro-police. I'm pro-military. I'm totally woke. I'm just reporting. I'm just saying what other people have said. But I do think that resonates. I really do. Because if you guys can remember in the crazy time of when COVID was wild and it was all like, how absurd does it sound now? So, like, guys, be honest, put it in the comments. How absurd does it sound now that we were all running around because there was a virus that was so deadly? Stop it. Stop it, Sean. Stop it. Look, guys, this is the reality. We were all terrified because there was a virus that was so deadly. We needed to go and get tested to know if we had it or not. But I can remember Keir Starmer coming out and he was being very draconian. And it wouldn't surprise me if there was a real full-scale war with Ukraine, and if you've been following this channel, you guys know how likely I think that is. The words inevitable come to mind. That statement becomes very poignant. I've got another video here, guys, I'm sorry I'm doing videos. I've got another video here from Andrew Bridgen, but I do think it's a good video. If you've not watched this, Andrew Bridgen posted this. I'm just going to play it once, guys, all right? It's 2 minutes 18. I'm just going to play it once. Go and watch it on Andrew Bridgen's page, right? I'm just going to play it once, and I want everybody to listen to this, guys. Please listen.
I first met Keir Starmer when he was elected to the House of Commons in 2015. I'd already been an MP for 5 years at that time. Strange little man, sort of authoritarian Marxist, I'd say. He only got the support of 1 in 5, 20% of the electorate at the last election. It's probably down to about 1 in 10 now. And yet he seeks to take powers over us by inflicting mandatory digital ID.
Sorry, guys, I said I wasn't going to stop it. Just real quick. And again, it's when I keep saying things on this channel about how a small group of people can control everyone else. Remember what I always say on this channel, guys, all right? Like, if the government came out and said everybody's firstborn child has to be handed over to the government, you're never going to see it again, that would be the law. The police would be obliged. And then people, oh, but Sean, that had never happened. That would cause it. Yeah, I get that. What I'm getting at here is the obligation to abide by the laws. The police are obligated to abide by the laws. The bureaucrats at big tech companies, the bureaucrats at government, everybody. And when you see how we're driving people into unemployment, More people are becoming unemployed. So that's driving more people on reliance on the government. Money's not relevant, guys. Money's irrelevant. At this level, money's nothing. It's numbers on a screen. You can print more, you can take more away, you can put inflation up, it doesn't matter. Money doesn't matter. Trust me, guys, money's not real. Money is the promise of, money is the product. Money is the promise to provide goods or services. And that's all your money is, goods or services. So when you contextualize that now, it puts everything in a new context, because what Andrew Bridgen is saying here is Keir Starmer is probably like the worst. He's probably pulling the lowest of any British political leader ever. If there was an election tomorrow, Nigel Farage is Prime Minister. Keir Starmer is polishing shoes on the steps of Tesco somewhere. That's the reality, guys, all right? But there isn't going to be an election tomorrow. There isn't going to be an election the day after. We have to wait till 2029 and think how bad things are going to be in 2029. Sorry, so I know I said I wasn't going to stop it.
To control every aspect of our lives. What we buy, where we go, what we watch, or at least have the ability to do so. He's a man who can't even control the Ukrainian rent boys.
He threw Ukrainian rent boys out. I mean, fair play to Andrew Bridgen. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, this is not me saying this. I don't want to get Lucy Conley. I drive very safe. I don't go above 30 miles an hour on the roads. I'm a very safe driver. I don't take tea off any, like if any Russian comes and says, you want a cup of tea? I'm like, нет, спасибо, чувак.
I think we should just say no. Nigel Farage once said to me, Andrew, the problem with you is you're always looking for a fight. And I said, no, Nigel, I need to correct you on that. I'm not always looking for a fight. But if there's a fight that needs to be fought, I will never run away from it.
You see, I don't know where I am now, guys, with Nigel Farage and reform. For those of you who don't know, if you're just new to the channel, I was standing as a candidate for reform in the last election. I resigned the day that Nigel Farage said he was going to be running as in like Clacton or whatever it was. The reason I resigned from reform was because of the way I was treated. And again, that was before Nigel was running. I've met Nigel, and I'll be clear, and look, even when a lot of dirt is being thrown on Nigel, I've never changed my and I never will, because I've met him, and when I met him, I will give you my honest opinion of him. He was very intelligent. He came across very genuine, and he seemed like someone you could trust. He seemed like a decent bloke. So that's that's from my meeting of Nigel. And I'm not best mates with him. I've only ever met him once. He's an intelligent guy, and so I don't know, guys. I don't know where I stand here.
And this is the big one.
Sorry, guys. He's talking about digital ID. This is Andrew Bridgen. This is something he posted earlier. Please go and watch it on his page, on his X.
And this is the fight that needs to be fought, because if we lose this, if we give in, we'll be giving away not only our freedom, but the freedom of future generations of our nation yet unborn, who will never know the freedoms that we lost for them.
Oh, God. You know what I say? I'm not going to stop things, and I'm not stopping it all the time. So one of the things he just said there is like, he's talking about our children and our unborn children, and we're already giving away freedoms that they'll never know. And remember what I said earlier, like I think earlier this morning. If, and again, it's hypothetical, and if the law is passed that everybody's firstborn child has to be given to the government, and then the government do whatever with that firstborn child and nobody ever sees it again. Within a generation, that just becomes the thing. And then when you're there with your, with your wife, you're like, right, okay, are we going to have children? And you're like, yeah, well, let's get our first child over and done with now. We'll give that to the government. And then in 2 years, we'll have our second child. People, I promise you guys, people will just accept it. Go back, look at the Vikings. The Vikings used to do wild offerings, to like make the crops grow. So let's not say that this is not in human, let's not say that this is not in human, what's the word I'm looking for? Let's not say that this is not in human nature, because we've got kind of a lot of examples. Look at the Incans. The Incans used to do wild stuff, like while people were alive. So that, we know that's part of human history. And that's not that long ago, guys. That's only a couple hundred years. Sorry, we'll continue.
Well, that's not going to happen in my name. So this is the big one, as well as preventing the war with Russia. The globalist plans are all doomed if we defeat digital ID.
Just on that statement there, guys. So if we can defeat digital ID, and I don't know if we can, I don't know if we can. I don't know if we can. I don't know if enough people are going to resign from work. If one person resigns from, imagine Capita. They employ like 50,000 people or whatever. If Capita say, right, everybody who works for us, we need digital ID. Everybody who works for Capita, you guys need digital ID. If one person resigns, that person will be replaced instantly. It won't even touch the sides. If 50,000 people resign, Capita goes bust. They change their they change their policy. I don't know, but right now you see how people have been buckled and broken with financial strain. I don't know if that's a thing, guys.
There'll be no CBDCs linked to a social credit system. There'll be no carbon allowance. No control over what you can watch on the internet. Please think about it. If we stand united, we can end this madness once and for all. Thank you very much for listening to me.
So I just wanted to share that with you guys. I wanted to share that with you. And that really seems like that's from the heart. And like, he seems like a good guy. He really does seem like a good guy, this Andrew Bridgen. I first saw him when he was talking about COVID, and it was really weird. Go and look at this yourselves, guys, okay? He was talking about COVID in Parliament, and as he stood up to talk about COVID, somebody came and whispered to all the other MPs, and everyone left. Everyone just left, and he was stood there on his own. And I was like, what? What am I watching here? What am I watching? Like, what? I mean, guys, can you remember that? Can you remember that? It's crazy, absolutely crazy what we're living in. Right, I've got a little song for you as well. I'm going to leave on a song, ladies and gentlemen. Right, guys. So the crux of this live stream has been, it's been a warning, guys, all right? We are seeing biblical context to biblical end times proof. I could argue there is proof right now to biblical end times. Mark of the beast, Revelation 16 or 13, all coming true. So that's what I've been talking about. In a minute, guys, in fact, in 2 minutes and 40 seconds, I'm going to be jumping over to YouTube. I'm going to be going and getting all the YouTube chat over there. So if you want to continue this conversation, jump over to YouTube, guys. I'm the Real Raven One on YouTube. I'm the Real Raven. I'm the Real Raven One on X. So I will be closing this live stream down on TikTok in a minute, and then I'll be jumping over to YouTube. But first, fam, if you're feeling me, we're having a song. We are having a song, and this song is by Crewkern Gazette on TikTok. I'm just going to play you this song, guys, all right? I may even do a dance because I think this song is pretty funny. And if you've seen the song, if you've seen this video on TikTok, guys, it's hilarious.
Citizens of Britain, the age of freedom is over. With the Brit card, you will be scanned, tracked, and judged at every turn. No work, no rent, no pint of lager without my approval. They told you it was for immigration. Liars! It is for control. Your bank accounts, your movements, even your thoughts will belong to me. Welcome to Checkpoint Britain. I can't. Citizens of Britain, I bring you the future. The brick on, the brick on, yo, brick on, scan your soul, brick on, implementation, brick on, butter on your phone, no card, no joke, no house, no home. Yo, it's here and next year, I'm the overlord king, 20 player dream, there, revive that thing. Digital leash on the workers, neck lock inside now, one wrong step, surveillance state with a barcode smile, walk on your tweets, your banking style, say it's about migrants, but that's the disguise, reuse your freedom, getting nationalized, brick on, mandatory vibes, scan your face just to stay alive, brick on, scammers, plans so neat, written on every street, brick on, mandatory vibes, scan your face just to stay alive, brick on, scammers, plans so neat, written on every street, and dies when you're locked outside, all days drive up, nowhere to hide, hackers feast on the honeypot stash, with the data turned to digital cash, we BDC with a
Right, bright eyes, you just ruined it for everyone there because I don't feel like I can do any dancing anymore. Right, guys, listen, I'm going to leave it there because the video is quite long. I'm going to jump over to YouTube now. So if you're going to join me over to YouTube, I'll see you over there. If not, I will be back on tomorrow morning at 10. I want to talk about aliens. I want to talk about asteroids. I want to talk about boogosphere. I want to talk about space exploration. But right now, guys, we are living in an Orwellian nightmare. And on that bombshell, ladies and gentlemen, I will leave you with the biblical end times warning, and I will close this live stream down and jump over to YouTube. I'll see you in the morning. And before you go, if you've not done so already, hit that follow button. Right, we're off. We are off. We are off, and I'm feeling like a... What's that? Hang on. I need to click a button. No, I do. Oh God. No. Right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, everyone. So we are only double streaming at the moment, and we are Endeavour to Preserve is saying, Raven, did the Egyptian, what does that mean? Did the Egyptian pharaohs build the pyramids? I don't think so. If I was to speculate, I would say those pyramids were already built. They used some sort of laser technology, and they were probably built by aliens. Silly is saying checkpoints for civilians and no checkpoints for illegal migration. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, you know what? I wish I'd have said that. You know, so yeah. So if you're coming over to the United Kingdom, you can come in for free. But if you want to get a job, you've got to get registered. I hope this song spreads like wildfire as it squeezes a lot of wording in. Yeah, there's a lot of words in that song. I'm going to assume you've heard it. This ID bill was put into Parliament in November, approved in June, had royal stamp. No one said anything, not even Reform. I didn't know. I didn't realize. I think what the real terrifying. I think what's really terrifying about this is how quickly this is gonna get implemented, and like we don't have another election now until 2029, if we even have one. I could argue that we're not going to have one in 2029. So in 2029, this will have, well, I could say that this will have all been passed through by 2029. I think this is going to get branded as far right in the context that if you oppose the digital ID, you're going to be branded as far right. So that's going to put people like Jeremy Corbyn and Diane Abbott in far right, honestly, like in far right categories. And look, guys, I found myself agreeing with Diane Abbott the other day about what was it? The assisted dying bill. I think it's disgusting. Under no circumstances do I think that ever should be passed through a law where governments on a panel say, "Oh, Raven's almost expired. Let's just finish him off." Not a chance, guys. That sort of shit's satanic. What we should be doing is putting every effort, resource, money, everything available to extend human life. Now you do that by extending telomeres. You extend telomeres. That technology is, it's well understood. The problem with life extension is it causes cancer. But once that can be controlled, I do think in our lifetime, human life extension is, I used to I think if you can live to 100 now, if I can bang out another 60 years, I'm good. I'm good for another 1,000. Sorry, I'm talking about life extension now. I'm going totally off topic here. Right. Biblical context, end times, mark of the beast, biblical prophecy right there in front of us. Lil Maze is saying they would take one look at us and run, especially our government. I think that's in response to something else. D. Marie Gen X is saying by 2050 it will be human life extension. Look, I tell the girls, I say to the girls, I say, listen, Daddy ain't gonna die, and I promise them I'm not gonna die, and I don't break my promises. I am not when the Grim Reaper comes to take me. I mean, how many times have I said this? I'll just say, listen, Grim, I'm good, brother. Go see number 32. Go. I think he was coughing last night or something. Go and have a look at number. I'm not ready. I'm never going to be ready. And it's crazy how when you speak to people, ask someone this question. Ask this someone question. Say to them, do you think we will ever travel, humans will ever travel to another star system? They will say yes, and you'll say, right, how? A spaceship faster than light or something. You can't go faster than light, ladies and gentlemen. Under known physics, you can't go faster than light. And I get it. I think there are physics that we don't understand, that we've not discovered yet. So I get it with that, and that's a different argument. That's a different context. Interdimensional travel. But people seem to think that you can travel faster than light, which breaks fundamental laws of physics. But then if you say to someone, Do you think people will ever live forever? No. There is no laws of physics that says we can't live forever. None. Our cells replicate. And the problem with our cells replicating is they oxidize and our telomeres get shorter. So if you can lengthen those telomeres, which is done, we can lengthen telomeres. Oxford University are like leading the trials in this. So we know life extension is real. And I think it's gonna. I think it's gonna happen, guys. I really do. Paul Lloyd is saying he's a traitor that sold his own people out, then calls himself a proud Christian. What a gimp. So here's the question for you, Paul. Right, here's the question for you. Well, two questions, actually. Paul, first, three questions, Paul. Have you subscribed to this channel? That's the first question. Have you watched my previous videos on subversion and how to subvert people, you start young, and then when they're older, they don't actually know they're being subverted? And the third question is, I don't know, man. Third question. Yeah, the third question would be, do you understand the links between Keir Starmer and Epstein? Which brings me to the breaking news of the day. I should have had this on TikTok, actually. Elon Musk. So let me just read this. Elon Musk and Prince Andrew. I'm reading this from Sky News, guys. This was 7:33. This was released, okay? Elon Musk and Prince Andrew named in latest Epstein files release. The Duke of York, the Grand Old Duke of York, he had 10,000 girls. The Duke of York is named as a passenger on the sex offender's private jet in documents released by Democrats on the House Oversight Committee in the US. Elon Musk's name has appeared in files relating to Jeffrey Epstein with Epstein. Is it Epstein or Epstein? With references made to the world's richest man potentially visiting visiting his island. I'm gonna stick with my guns on Elon Musk, guys. I really am. I'm gonna stick with my guns on him. I think he's a good guy. I think he knows he's in the viper's nest. I'm gonna stick with what I was. I'm gonna stick on my guns with Elon Musk on this one. Prince Andrew. I don't know. I mean, Prince Andrew's Prince Andrew, isn't he? He loves a good time. He loves a good time, does Prince Andrew. Alex Corey saying Eminem was there. Oh, by the beard of Zeus. Eminem was on Epstein Island. I feel like I'm missing out. Right. Paul is saying, yep, subscribed a long time ago. We'll take a look through now. Oh, I didn't know there was a thing with Starmer and him. Yeah. So, okay. So Paul Lloyd, real quick, Paul, just for yourself, mate. If you look at Keir Starmer, look, what I'm saying now is nothing that's 3 clicks on Wikipedia. Who does Keir Starmer get his, the biggest donor to Keir Starmer is somebody called Lord Ali. Go to Lord Ali's Wikipedia page, look where he earned his money, and look, and literally in 3 clicks, you've got Jeffrey Epstein. Right, we are all talking about Eminem. Paul Lloyd, oh my God, really? Yes, it's there on Wikipedia. Now, the shocking thing is that I found this out as soon as I did this over a year ago. As soon as I thought, I was like, right, who's Lord Ali? 30 seconds, I found a link to Epstein. Why is no mainstream media putting those links together? That should be the real question. Right, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to... Oh, hang on. If you listen to Eminem lyrics, go back and listen. Which song? He's done a lot of songs. Tell me which song to listen to, and I'll listen to it. Right, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to close this down now. It is Friday night. We've had some wild announcements. We have got biblical end times, proof, mark of the beast, Elon Musk named in the Epstein files, you know, and I think the real news is, you know, is this digital identification that's coming to the United Kingdom. I don't see anything good coming to it, but you know, I guess time will tell. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to close this down now. You guys have been fantastic, good looking, fantastic, brilliant, gorgeous. I know some of you guys have got fantastic hair. Not as beautiful as mine, but I'm not going to hold that against you. I'm going to close this down now. I'll be back on at 10 in the morning. Guys, get up early and watch me at 10 in the morning. Nobody, like, I get very few viewers in the mornings at like 10. When I'm on at 10 in the morning, like everybody's like, oh, I've had a few beers. Like, guys, listen, Anton Decker no more. You got the Raven now. Anyway, guys, I'm going to close this down now. I will see you guys in the morning. Have a good night.